Hi, this is Ashani from Cheenta.com. So today I want to share with you one of the most important learning strategies that we use at Cheenta.com. You know that we have outstanding mathematical programs from grade 1 to grade 12 for school students and then for university students and so on. We are doing this for a very long time, like 13 years right now. And we have learned quite a bit about teaching itself. One of the most important thing is that learning or teaching is as much about psychology as it is about information or technique or skill development or anything else. If a child is not motivated to learn, then he or she will not intake whatever is given. He won't explore, innovate, or think on his own, which is the most important part of what we do. We work with non routine Olympiad level mathematics, physics, computer science, and that requires a child to think on his own. So, how do we go about it? What is the one important psychological strategy that helps the child to develop that learning on his own ability? How do we go about it? This is known as self reinforcement effect. I'll tell you how it works, but I'll also tell you some extension of this effect that we have employed in our Math Olympiad, Physics Olympiad, Computer Science Olympiad programs. So that you, if you're a student at Cheenta, you will be able to recognize those things when they're happening in class. And when you are not a student, if you are not a student of Cheenta, even then you can do this at your home. So this is like a tool for the mind. So what is self-reinforcement effect? It is simply put that if a child is successful at doing a problem or a couple of problems at a row, and if this happens after he has put some effort, then it reinforces the confidence in the child. Okay, my efforts mean something. They are translating into success in problem solving. And then they're motivated to do more complicated problems. So, first, as a first step, we have to ensure some effort. And the second step, we have to ensure that that effort translates into a success. Success in solving a problem. And then we have to make that a loop. So you do some work that lets you do some problems, that motivates you, and then you again do some problems. And that's the cycle of learning, which is known as the self-reinforcement effect, or sometimes known as the positive feedback loop. There are different ways of accomplishing this. It's not that you have to give some very easy problems to the child. It's not that you have to make them memorize something first and then make them do some application problems. It is not that. It's not that easy. It's more complex than that. So for little kids, let's say from grade 1 to 6, one strategy for achieving positive feedback loop is hands-on mathematics. So suppose in the class we are sitting together and we are creating a Mobius strip, or we are taking a piece of paper which is of A4 size, a rectangular piece of paper, and we are cutting it in such a way that we can rearrange the pieces to make a square of the same area. These are activities which require effort. Now, what happens is when the child puts in the effort, then he or she immediately achieves success. What is the success? The Mobius strip itself is a success. What is the success? The rectangle turned into a square is the success. So the student immediately sees that the effort, the hard work is getting translated into success. That produces motivation, that produces more effort, that produces more success, and so on. It goes on like that. So this is one way. We use a very useful tool from developed at the Center of Creativity at IIT Gandhinagar. I'll put a link in the description. You can check it out. They are producing toys and hands-on activities for little kids who would be mathematicians or physicists one day. It's very interesting how they do it. We have incorporated their tools, their activities into our coursework. It's freely available. You can check the link in the description for more details. Okay. The other way, which is also very useful, and this is more related to problem solving, to more complex problem solving, is experiments in mathematics. So let's suppose we want to teach a child about the number of divisors of square numbers. Instead of asking them to prove that, okay, a square number always has odd number of divisors, we could make it a positive feedback loop experiment. How? Well, we can ask the child to write down the number of divisors for first 10 square numbers. So 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, and so on, up to 100. So this requires some effort from the child, right? This is a doable effort. So the child is able to write down those things. It will take some time, but after a bit of time, the child would start to recognize the pattern that, okay, in each of these cases, the number of divisors is turning out to be odd. Maybe some of them can also recognize that the divisors can be paired up. It depends on the analytical ability of the child, how much inference the data can give the kid. But at any rate, there will be some pattern recognition, which is the effect of the hard work. So what was the effort? What was the hard work? Well, writing down all the divisors of the square numbers from 1 to 100. That's the hard work. What is the success? The success is the pattern that he could infer from those numbers or the divisors or the square quantities. And once the child recognizes a pattern, that produces happiness that, okay, in this world of chaos, too many numbers jumping all around, I can see some pattern. Maybe I can give a reason behind that pattern. That is the success. And the success produces further motivation to produce more effort. That's a positive feedback loop. When we talk about experimentation in mathematics in our courses, we are actually talking about positive feedback loop. You can do the same thing at your home. You don't even have to be a part of Cheenta courses. You can try the same strategy. We do it all the time in our programs. We love thinking about how to help kids more. That's part of our passion. I hope you like this video. If you think that it added some value to you, please share and subscribe into our channel and stay with the community. You can also check the link in the description and join us through WhatsApp. There is a free community of Cheenta in WhatsApp where we share all the resources, mock tests, PDFs, book discussions, problem discussions, and so on. Thank you for joining in today. I'll see you in the next video.